Hey there, today we're going to take a look at skincare and cosmetics survey questions. So we're going to take a look at what kind of questions you can ask customers and what you can really learn about them. When is the best time to ask and where should you ask? And we're also going to take a look through some top brands and look at what kind of questions they're asking. So whether that's in a post-purchase survey or a quiz. So why don't we just dive right in and start taking a look. So the first example we've got here is from Subtl Stacks, and this is in a product quiz. And this is asking kind of a demographic-based question, which is trying to work out what the customer's age is. Now, you might think this might be a bit of a personal question, and people might be reluctant to answer this, but typically we see in surveys run through our app user loop, we get very, very high response rates on these age questions, and people are more than happy to answer. And of course, this is really, really valuable data for you to use to segment customers. So as we'll go through and look at all these examples, one of the key things to remember is that you really got to take this data that customers respond to with these quizzes and surveys and send it into your back-end system. So whether you're using Shopify or Klaviyo or any of those other tools, you really want to be able to take this data and use it to segment customers. And age is a really, really good one to start with, because you can really start working out what products and what offers you might tailor to that specific customer based on their age. So let's take a look at the next example here from Beauty Pie. And this is where we're getting into asking how many skincare products are in the customer's daily routine. So this can give you a bit of an indication of what kind of a spender this customer is. So whether they may be high, mid or low AOV, because you're trying to work out how many kind of products they use in their daily routine. It can also give you a signal to maybe how many items they might buy in one order. So if they have a lot of products, then there might be more opportunities for upsell or bundle offers to them. So this is a really good question to start getting to know that about your customers. And if we take a look in our next one, we've got one here from Boots, number 7. And this is really asking what lifestyle and environmental factors are of most concern when it comes to skincare. As you can see, we've got answers here like sun exposure, pollution, poor sleep, stress. And this can really help you then tailor marketing messages, offers and product recommendations based on what that customer says. So for example here, if the customer says they're very concerned about sun exposure, we can recommend moisturizers with SPF protection and things like that. And we can really build that into their kind of customer profile. So when we come later to do our marketing campaigns or product recommendations, we've already got quite a lot of information about that customer. So we know that that's a concern for them and we can recommend them the right products. As you can see, Boots number 7 actually goes a step further, and they will let customers actually upload a selfie and kind of get it analyzed. So even if the customer doesn't know exactly what they should be looking for, then the AI recommendations will kind of help them out with that. So I thought that was quite an interesting one to include. The next one we've got here is asking what kind of a finish are you looking for. So again, we've got answers here like matte, natural, luminous, or you just don't know. And again, this is going to help you really build up a profile of what kind of products would work best for that specific customer. So this is being asked here in a quiz. So this is pre-purchase, but you could also ask this kind of question post-purchase and use it to recommend products for the customer in the future. So through email marketing and stuff like that. So this is a really, really good question to ask. The next one here we've got from Beauty Pie. And again, this is asking, what would you describe as your top skin concerns? So we've got answers here like oily, dull, sensitive, dehydrated, all these different options. And again, this is really useful information that you can bundle to recommend products and put them into specific marketing flows. The next one we've got here is from Milk. And this is quite a visual one. So here we've actually got pictures of the different options. And all they're asking here is, what blush and lip color do you typically prefer? And we've got pink, coral, berry, red, all these different options. And this can really then, again, as we've done before, try and segment this customer and work out which of our products and offers would be most relevant to them. So we take this answer and we would send it into, for example, Klaviyo or Shopify and use it to segment that customer. So really useful one. The next thing that we were going to take a look at is when and where should you ask customer questions. So that we think there's three kind of key touch points for collecting this zero-party data direct from customers. Of course, you've got at checkout. So once the customer's completed their order, on that order status page or the thank you page, you can show a survey with multiple questions in it and collect data there. So that's a really, really good way of collecting very high quality survey responses. And with the User Loop app, we typically see response rates of around 60% here, even for long form questions. The other thing you can do at checkout with a survey, which is really good, is to incentivize. So if the customer completes the survey, they then get rewarded with a coupon or a discount code for the next order, which is a really, really powerful way of incentivizing that next order. The next one we've got is by email. So this is a really, really good way of targeting customers after they've ordered. So this is maybe upon delivery or even after that. So maybe 60 days post-delivery, 30 days, 60 days post-delivery, to ask them about how they experienced the product and how it went for them. Again, this can be another really good touch point for picking up what might work well for that customer in the future. So what other products could you possibly recommend them? What offers might you want to send them? So another really powerful touch point. And then we've got quizzes. So we've just taken a look at a couple of examples of quizzes. These are a really powerful way of collecting zero-party data because they happen pre-purchase. So they're much higher up the funnel. And the key thing is with quizzes, if you can connect the survey responses with the customer's email address, that's really critical, that in any quiz that you run, that you are trying to collect that customer email address so that you can link what the customer said with their preferences. So really trying to tailor the right product and the right marketing messages to them. Next up, we've got a couple of examples of the kinds of questions that you can ask customers. So we've written a long blog post on this that you can find linked in the description. And User Loop also has a free survey question generator that you can use if you want to try and generate some of these for your own brand. It's totally free, so you can just try it out. But here we've got a couple of the kind of the key basics for each section. So here we're starting off with demographics, and here we can pick up things like age, gender, the customer's location, fairly basic things, but they help they're quite foundational to building up that customer profile. Then we've got things about customer use, product usage. So this covers things like how frequently do you purchase, what types of cosmetic products do you use regularly, what are your favorite brands. So that can be quite useful in informing your marketing campaigns, and what factors influence your decision to purchase. So you can actually get some really, really useful and powerful responses to these. And again, try out our question generator and it will write a load of questions like this for your brand. There's a ton here, but check out the blog post for a load more. Brand perception. So this is really useful for working out how satisfied customers are. So customer satisfaction questions. So that can be the typical kind of smiley face survey question that you get. And then we've also got the how likely are you to recommend the brand. So again, this is like an NPS question. So if you want to work out what your brand's NPS score, this is really good, and it works really well in the post-purchase email survey flow, is typically where brands will run that. And also about questions about pricing and price elasticity. So we've got one here. So how do you feel about your brand's pricing compared to other brands? So this is really good for getting customers' input on that, and we do see a lot of really, really high value survey responses for that. So the next one we've got here is for shopping and buying habits. So this is really useful if your brand has physical locations, like if you have stores, for example. You can start to learn more about where your customers are typically buying from other brands. So are they buying in store? Are they buying from larger retailers? Are they buying direct from other brands? Very, very useful in working out some of your marketing, targeting and communications. Where do they participate in loyalty programs? We have a lot of brands that will ask if a customer is interested in joining a loyalty program or a private community, and this is a really great place to do it in your kind of post-purchase surveys. The next one we've got is around customer feedback questions. So this is a really great way of just getting direct feedback from customers about other products your store could stock, things you could do better, improvements to the order process or the delivery experience. You can get loads of really high value feedback through this one. And that is it. So I just wanted to give a kind of a quick rundown of some examples of top brands and what they're asking, and just to give you a feel of all the different kind of questions that you can ask. But there is a huge amount of data that you can collect directly from customers just by asking simple questions post-purchase by email and in quizzes. And customers in general are really happy to give you that information, because ultimately it helps you recommend the right products for them that's going to work for them. So if you take anything away, really do start asking your customers questions and using that to inform your store's customer experience. As I mentioned before, we've got a blog post with all of these questions in it, and we also have a free survey question generator. So all you've got to do is type in your store's domain, and it will generate a ton of survey questions specific for your brand. So if you're wondering what to ask customers, that's a really good place to start. And of course, if you do want to try surveying customers at checkout or by email, then you can install the UserLoop app for free and start collecting and analyzing survey responses. It's super easy. You can find it on the web or on the Shopify app store. So I hope you found that helpful. And if you do have any questions, just head over to userloop.io and hit the chat button, and we're always here to help. So that's it for now. Thank you.